Commentary Booth is a show for media lovers by media lovers just like you. If you want to support the show, go to pariomagazine.com.au. Although if you don't want to head to the cinemas, there's another really good Disney movie out at the moment, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which is a weird like hybrid. It's animated and live action at the same time, action adventure comedy based on the TV series, animated TV show of the same name. What did you think of this one? I loved this one. It was so fun.
Yeah, I loved it too. I never knew I needed this movie in my life, and I'm so glad I watched it. But I knew not. Disclaimer: I never even knew about this Chip 'n Dale cartoon. Like, it's very old, I think, isn't it? Like, very like early Walt Disney.
It's like an 80s cartoon, I'm pretty sure. 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, but it got created way before that, I think. But I
remember watching it, like seeing it growing up, but never being a huge fan where I watched every single episode. Like if it was on randomly on a Saturday morning, I'd watch an episode here or there.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of it. But it was like you said, it was random that it's come back now. Do you know why?
I think it's just Disney having a streaming service now and thinking, we need content. We can't just rely on putting all the old stuff up and hope people are going to rewatch it. So let's use the characters and the properties that we have and revamp them and refresh them and put them up on the streaming service. And I'm glad they did because this movie is so fun.
It was very entertaining. That's for sure. I was loving it. I was like watching on my own, like laughing out, a bit of a knee slapper. I was like, this is sick. And had like feel good storylines, like heartwarming ending. I was like, this is really something. And for someone who knew nothing about the like original show, I'm sure if someone is a fan of Chip 'n Dale, they would absolutely be frothing over this.
Yeah, like, and especially because they don't like immediately throw all the characters from the cartoon at you. Like they hold the female rescue ranger to the very end, and it's really just Chip and Dale, and then they slowly filter in the others.
Could appreciate it on a Chip 'n Dale fan level. It would have been amazing, I reckon.
Oh yeah,
like you would have been just joyous.
Yeah, just as like a regular movie watcher though, like it's just a fun movie. Brilliant. It's got great like commentary on the film industry as a whole and TV industry as a whole.
Yeah, for real.
It like is really self-deprecating. Like they make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
And I love that it was like set in modern LA with the which one is it? Chip is in the modern photorealistic animation style because he's
CGI.
had CGI surgery, essentially just like a plastic surgery upgrade, whereas Chip is in the traditional cell shaded style of the TV show.
And really cool. It so well, like it was edited so well.
Yeah, like the way that they've incorporated all the different animation styles and show styles,
like real life
with
like
live action, so well done. Like, crazy the amount of work that's gone into it. And I think they cast two like perfect actors for the roles of Chip and Dale as well.
Samberg was one of them. Who was the other?
Andy Samberg was Dale, and the comedian John Mulaney was Chip. And just the comedic timing between those two was really good.
Yep.
Will Arnett as Sweet Pete, basically the old fat Peter Pan. That was a really great character.
How good was it? Yeah, I didn't know it was him until last night. I just had a quick look at the cast, and I was like, that guy plays the most perfect character every time. Like he's just this like a villain on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, when I seen that, I was like, yes, that's perfect. That's definitely him. They did that one well.
Old fat Peter Pan that is annoyed at the world because he got old and lost his thing and just bootlegs characters. I can't go past Ugly Sonic just because of how like ridiculous that character is.
That was brilliant. which one? Oh, the snake. And where they like Chip
Yep.
Dallas like serenade the snake. I reckon that was brilliant.
Yep. Who else was there? Seth Rogen as Bob, the like Viking dwarf, like based off the Polar Express and Beowulf characters.
That was so funny. Weird. It's like a I don't know, like a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the original PlayStation. Just that very pixelated, like the very basic, or like Pro Evolution Soccer 1998. Just like the most basic like face, like, and that was, I was like, that's so.
And just like the dead eyes that just stare off into nowhere.
So I didn't know that was Seth Rogen. I was like, oh my god, that's Seth Rogen. Like when I realized, I was like, oh, this is so good.
Yep, that was awesome. Keegan Michael Key as the cheesemonger. That was really funny as well. Like, just the dude that's dealing cheese.
Yeah, it was so good. But like when you all these characters, I think I mentioned it. It's like the new Space Jam before, like the Warner Brothers world, like Easter eggs and all that.
Yeah, oh yeah, the way they incorporate all the different properties and characters was so well done. But
there's the candle.
Unlike Space Jam, this had a good story to go with it. It wasn't just how do we cram in all of these characters? Like there was a reason for them to all be there.
Beauty and the Beast, is it that candle thing?
Yeah, the candlestick, candelabra thing.
Yeah, like you said, you mentioned Sonic. There was
Flounder from The Little Mermaid.
What was that polar bear?
So basically the polar bear is inspired by the polar bear from the Coke ads.
That is, that's what I thought. I was thinking some like the icy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a character from like a cartoon or something. It's just a polar bear that's based off the Coca-Cola ads, which was, I thought was right.
Eric
hilarious.
Bana plays Monterey Jack as well.
Yep. Another Aussie voice that just pops out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
really cool.
I had a look at the cameos that pop up in the movie. So Flounder from The Little Mermaid, the fish from Little Mermaid.
Ugly Sonic, I can't believe.
Ugly Sonic. E.T. is in the background there.
I missed that.
A bootleg Bart Simpson, because they're like bootlegging cartoons.
Yeah, they had that Simpsons scene playing in the studio.
Yep. Darkwing Duck. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger are in there, like the bootlegged Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
What did they call that show?
What was that?
They had all these funny names for the bootleg shows.
Yep. I can't remember what it was called. We had Baloo from the Jungle Book. Batman's in there. He-Man and Skeletor. Roger Rabbit. Scrooge McDuck. Random cameos by Paula Abdul and Paul Rudd as themselves.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
They were funny. The Three Little Pigs. The Magic Carpet from Aladdin. The like Ralph from like Wreck-It Ralph. The main character from that movie. The Cats from the Cats movie.
Oh, how funny was that?
They were so ridiculous.
That made me laugh. That did, yeah. How they got into it.
It made me remember watching that horrible movie. But apart from that, it was funny.
Disastrous idea that movie was.
Have you watched that movie?
No.
Yeah, don't. It's terrible.
No. I remember watching the trailer when it was first got released. I was like, this looks horrendous. And that was cameo to the eyeballs, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like wasn't like Jason Derulo, one of the main characters?
Yep, and Taylor Swift.
Although, what, Jason Derulo, what are you doing?
In this one, we also get the Transformers. Like, there's characters from Transformers. A bunch of My Little Pony. Yeah. Randy Marsh from South Park, which was a very unexpected one. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Big Mouth, characters from Big Mouth. They're very obvious in this one. In the background of one of the scenes, there's a big billboard that has Butthead from Beavis and Butthead running for the Senate.
Didn't notice
which
that.
Made me laugh. We see Ren and Stimpy in one of the bootleg scenes as well.
Yeah,
and then
like you said, Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter Pan. And then when they're at the conventions, there's so many people in the background in
Yeah, I
cosplay of
noticed
other characters. Like I was just
Indiana
in those scenes, I was
Jones.
literally just watching people in the background be like, "What are
Yeah,
these characters? These are
there
all
was a
cool."
lot. Yeah, there was a lot to. I was the same every time they were at that like Comic Con. My eyes were just wandering like, oh, who's that? Who's
Yeah, I
that?
wasn't paying attention to what was happening with the main characters. I was just looking in the
Yeah,
background to see what properties they managed to either
yeah.
get approval for or just make like really crappy
You can,
cosplays that you could work out what it was without it being obvious.
yeah, thinking back now, ugly Sonic is classic.
It was so good that they like got Ugly Sonic, and apparently they had a deal with Paramount who made that movie and got the actual model. So like they were sent the files and the model for the
Yeah,
Ugly Sonic that
that's
they originally
mad.
put out, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then when they're walking down the Walk of Fame, they show stars for Squidward, Yogi, Samurai Jack, and Chun-Li from Street Fighter. So like there's just ridiculous amounts of cameos that all
Yeah, Easter eggs everywhere.
felt like they worked because of the storyline that they put in with Sweet Pete basically bootlegging all these major properties to make
Yeah, so that
cheap
sort of gave
movies
the
and make money.
movie a license to pretty much throw anything in there because it's not going to be accurate because they're bootlegging and they're going to make it like sort of a bit funny and a bit like enjoyable.
Yeah,
But
like the Simpsons. The Simpsons one
the
was.
Simpsons ones was
It just
classic.
looked so ridiculous, but it looked
Because it's
ridiculous
actually
enough
from the
where
Simpsons.
it was kind of like the old Simpsons, like the early years where they
That's what
just
I mean.
looked weird.
And isn't there or it's like the Simpsons when you watch Family Guy? Like
Yep.
you know how they're just a bit different?
Yeah.
And like Bart's got he's a bit extra spiky here and there, and he's like it's like if I would to try draw Bart in year 4 or something.
Yep. And yeah, like the shirt and shorts are just like slightly off color and
Yeah.
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 I really enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the story for what it was, but yeah, just watching for the cameos makes it so much more fun as well.
It's brilliant.
And like this seems to be doing quite well, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another version of this down the line because according to Variety, this was number 10 in the most watched movies on streaming platforms in the week of release, May 26th to June 1st. So
yeah, well, every time I open Disney Plus to watch The Great Kardashians, it's always Chip and Dale's the main thing on the homepage.
yeah, they do a great job on Disney Plus of like pushing.
Hey,
the
Disney
new
Plus is
shows that
good
they
now,
have out.
eh?
Now that Star offerings in there with things like the Kardashians and shows like that, I love Disney Plus. It's such good value.
There's heaps you can watch on Disney. It's brilliant.
There's always new movies. They're pumping out tons of Star Wars, Marvel content.
Oh,
all of the movies that are coming out.
Tip of the iceberg at the moment. Hey,
all the movies that are coming out in cinemas are now like trickling onto Disney Plus quite quickly. Like I believe Doctor Strange is out in the next like week, and that like I literally saw that right before I left to go to the States. So that's come around quickly.
Yeah, they won't muck around by putting buzz on here either, and that'd probably happen pretty quickly, pretty swiftly.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, late July, probably get that one. And then, did you watch the scene in the closing credits as well?
Of
Chip and Dale?
Chip and Dale. I can't remember.
Yeah, so like Disney and Marvel and everything kind of have made common, there was a post-credit scene, and it's basically all the rescue rangers going to one of those conventions doing like a reunion panel thing, and they're from across the hall, they're basically heckled by Darkwing Duck, and apparently that's to tease. Disney have said they're working on a Darkwing Duck reboot. So
Really?
I assume that was them kind of laying the foundations for a Darkwing Duck to get his own show or similar movie in like a similar vein in the future. Which I look forward to. I really like Darkwing Duck, so I'm going to be keen for that one.
I'll rarely stick around after the credits start rolling. I need something I lack.
I have made it a massive habit of mine now watching anything on Disney Plus because their credits are quite long. Like they have the actual movie credits, and then they have like the big credits where they're like, here's all the different people that translated this into 8 different languages. So now every time a movie finishes on Disney Plus, I always fast forward and just scrub all the way through. And because as it's scrubbing through, it has the little box that like shows you what it's going through. And anytime it like does that, if there's a scene pop up, I'm like, oh, okay, pause, rewind a little bit, watch that scene. So I always catch these post-credit scenes.
Is it worth mentioning to the punters that there's 3 tiny post-credit scenes in Lightyear? If you want to beat the crowd or want to wait for the crowds to leave the cinema.
There are 3 post-credit scenes in that movie, none of which are like desperately needed to watch. Yeah, they are. Maybe just wait the month for it to hit
flash ups.
Yeah, wait the month for it to hit Disney Plus and just watch them on there.
At least it doesn't matter. We beat the crowd. We the last one's out of the cinema and we just walked straight out. So might as well just wait.
I was a little bit disappointed that one of those post credits wasn't a Woody teaser though.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to put 3 post credit scenes in, the last one should have been a Woody teaser. But
that's the way you would have brought Woody into it for sure.
I guess if they haven't locked that in and confirmed that that's the case, they can't put that credit in.
They're probably trying to chase Tom Hanks for that one. I think he's a bit busy at the moment. He's got his finger in many a pie right now.
Yes.
It's good to see. Cue Elvis.
In terms of the 2 movies we checked out this week, which one would be your top recommendation?
Man, it's a tough one, eh? Tough week for recommendation, but it's got to be Chippendale, man.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I'm exactly the same. Like, I really enjoyed Lightyear, but Chippendale exceeded every expectation.
Yeah, people know Lightyear's going to be good. They know what it's about, but you can just recommend a very, very randomly fun movie on your phone. You just watch on your phone right now if you want. You don't have to go to the movies. It's easy.
Yeah.
Just fire up Disney Plus and watch it. And you'll love it.
Tons of people have Disney Plus now, so yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, it's a movie I never knew I needed to watch. Yeah, I've been recommending it to people anyway.
Once you get through all the random Marvel shows and Star Wars shows that are on at the moment, chuck Chippendale on the weekend and just have a great time. No matter how old you are.
Kardashians season 1's finished. Watch Chippendale.
You're terrible. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on podcast services and on YouTube. You can follow Blake on Twitter at Captain Crumbs with a Z, and you can follow me on social media at Jamie Ups Media and at Pario Magazine. The Commentary Booth is a fan-funded production of Jamie Apps Media. You can support the podcast alongside our magazine, Pario Magazine, on Patreon at patreon.com/Jamie Apps Media. The following people supported at the community support group level or higher, and you cannot fathom how incredibly appreciative we are for their support. Brian and June Hart, Blake Robinson, Rena Renee, Courtney Paulson, Darren Hatcliffe, Jackson Carr, and Tracy Apps.